What's up, everyone? I just wanted to come on here, and especially after I've been playing Mii Swordfighter against good people, not just like on Elite Smash, I wanted to give my opinion on Mii Swordfighter and how good I think he is, like, actually in a more long-form video, because I know I'm making a tier list soon, but, you know, I can only talk about each character for like 2 or 3 minutes, so there's gonna be like a dedicated video about how good I think Mii Swordfighter is, with clips that you've probably already seen if you've been watching the Mii Swordfighter content. Obviously, just first off, as a not like how good the character is, I do think that Swordfighter is the most fun character for me right now. You know, I don't think he's as good as Mii Brawler or Pikachu because those characters are super broken, but I do think he's very good. And I'll get into exactly how good in a bit, but he's definitely the most fun character for me. He has a lot of things I like about Pika in terms of he has like a approaching projectile that I can get combos off of, which is really good. He has a really hard to mess with recovery. He has random kill moves, which, like, of course, you know, Pikachu doesn't necessarily have those besides like dash attack, but I very much so throughout like my Smash career, like Pikachu's always had Nair, has always had up smash, has like a lot of little interesting things he can do about it, has a lot of different ledge play, has a good disadvantage state as well as just like really absurdly good edge guarding. So he has a lot of things I like about just characters in Smash, kind of all in one. I wish he was like a little faster just because he would be like extra good then, but he's still like incredible and a lot of fun. Because for the most part this year, I've been focusing mostly on Pokemon TCG. Is like my new hobby because, one, I needed friends that weren't just in the Smash community, and two, it's just I like card games. I played card games a lot in college, and you know, I stepped back from locals largely this year because I just, you know, mostly wanted to do Pokemon locals instead of Smash locals. You know, I have varying issues with the Smash community from just like the years of being here and everything that's happened in the past, you know, half decade or so. And so I have like a lot of broken trust and stuff with Smash in general. And Pokemon doesn't really have that yet, I guess. So I've been mostly playing Pokemon. It's been a lot of fun. I have a Pokemon Twitter if you're interested in Pokemon TCG stuff. There's a Pokemon Twitter. But yeah, so I haven't been playing Smash as much. I mean, I've been streaming it. Obviously, it's still my job. I've been making a lot of content about Smash, but I haven't been as engaged in like going to tournaments. Although I am going to a local tonight because it has $1,000 pot, which that's still pretty good for a Tuesday night. That's worth it. And again, the main reason I'm going, honestly, is because Sword Fighter's been a lot of fun. And even though I probably won't go full Sword Fighter, I'm sure there are certain characters and players. Like, I know there's a couple Diddy Kongs up here, and I'm not gonna do Diddy Sword Fighter. That matchup's really bad. But overall, I want to go a lot of Sword Fighter. I will either be recording my sets or streaming tonight on my Twitch. Maybe YouTube instead of Twitch. I don't know. I'll be streaming on one of them. Maybe if they don't have a stream, and if not, I'll just be recording my like off-stream games. I don't know. I don't know what the setup is. I think this is only the second tournament that this place is hosting, and it's like an arcade place. So if you're in CFL, it's Arcade Time USA, and if you want to come out, you can come out. But yeah, it starts at 7 p.m., and so I'll be there, and I'll be having fun, hopefully, and hopefully I do well. I'm probably going to lose to Paul, but I think I can still, I mean, I think if I went to locals, I'm still at least like the second best player in this region behind Beast Mode Paul, who's just cracked right now. He's so good and Hero's so broken. But anyway, yeah, so like I haven't been having as much fun or like as much drive with Smash outside of like content, just because it's not like I quit. It's just like, man, I have so much more fun playing Pokemon. But Sword Fighter has definitely helped me have more fun with the game, which is why I started entering like more online brackets and playing people in like Ryuga Core to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna like grind against good people now with this character. Which is a lot of fun. But anyway, now let's talk about Sword Fighter himself. I do think Sword Fighter is a very good character. I think I have him at the like middle of top tier. Like there's like the top tier, and then there's top tier, which is like, you know, up until like 25 or so, 27 characters, and I think he's like near the bottom of that. I think I put him around 25, 26, something like that. He's very strong. He's an incredibly good character. He has a couple of bad matchups, right? And I think at least one of those is really common, which is Sonic. I think Sonic is pretty rough, just because maybe it's better with a different moveset, but I can't imagine that being the case just because Sonic is so fast. And, you know, if you sacrifice like your recovery for Chakram, then he's just going to edgeguard you. And if you change like your entire moveset, then like how are you ever killing Sonic, who's like kind of annoyingly heavy? That character is probably like the biggest meta problem. I don't think it's necessarily his worst matchup. I think I'm also just like playing Wrath, who is really good. So he destroys me because he's really good. And I'm also used to having like a winning matchup with Pika, so like playing matchups that aren't that, I'm just like, I don't know how people beat Sonic, and then the answer is they don't. So that makes sense. I also think Wario and Diddy Kong are difficult, but there's not that many Warios or Diddy Kongs, so it's not like a huge issue overall in terms of like how viable the character is. Like it doesn't really matter if your losing matchups are like relatively obscure characters or characters that aren't that like common, because it's like, cool, you'll run into maybe a tournament at a major, but even then that's not super likely. I think in terms of good matchups, I think he has like a pretty decent time versus Steve. I think it's probably like even or slightly Steve favor, but like it's fine. You can deal with walls. There's a lot of good stuff you can do. You just have to like not get caught in doing your own thing, which sometimes Swordfighter can definitely do because he's like a very like fast, very I'm gonna just do a bunch of stuff type of character. So if you're playing a little bit more slow, then you can kind of have a good time with that. So I think he does pretty good versus Steve. I think he does pretty decent versus Rob, probably even-ish, which is fine, right? Like an even matchup against top tiers is perfectly fine. I think he does well versus Kazuya. I think he like slightly loses to Min Min, which again is pretty fine. Like you have the ability to like really edgeguard that character, and Shuriken can make things kind of annoying at like the long range for them. And then if he read jumps with like side B, it starts being really good. The edgeguarding is just kind of bad, and Ram can just hit side B in the middle of side B, which is not good, obviously. What other top tiers are there? I think he loses to Pika, but there's two of them, and I'm one of them, so I have to worry about Shiny Mark, which doesn't really matter that much. What are the other top tiers? Who else is top tier? I think he does really well versus all the Touch of Death characters. And by really well, I mean like at least even. I think he probably beats Luigi, and I think goes even or honestly beats Kazuya just because I have ground pokes that are better than their ground pokes, or at least more range, right? Like Kazuya can't really deal with down tilt super well without jumping. So if you hit him with a down tilt, you do 1,000,000,000% and you get a bunch of combos and stuff. And then Luigi, you edgeguard him. Kazuya, you also kind of edgeguard him. He can't ever recover high because you'll just up B him and kill him at like 70. And killing Kazuya at 70 is crazy. Or just like poke him with up airs over and over again. Luigi, you edgeguard the shit out of him. It's like really bad actually. I have a video of playing like a good Luigi and a good Kazuya if you want to check those out. But that's also like, I think Mii Swordfighter, like I'm also all doing this like online, and I think Swordfighter's a character that gets much, much better offline because I'll be able to like react to DI more consistently, which I guess we'll see, right? If I drop literally everything tonight, then maybe not, and maybe I'll just go Pika and Brawler, but we'll see. But I think, who else is a good character? I couldn't find where my tier list was, so I'm just going to go off of the alt rank tier list. So again, I think even versus Steve, I think beats, or like goes even with, at the very least, Aegis, I think does perfectly fine versus Joker. I think easily even or better. I think loses to Sonic, loses to Fox, even with Rob, beats Kazuya, beats Roy, and honestly probably beats Peach and Daisy, which is pretty good. I think goes even with Cloud, beats Wolf, loses to Diddy, loses to Pika. I don't know Pac-Man. I haven't played that matchup enough, and I hate Pac-Man, so every character loses to that character. I think Pac-Man's broken, except for Cloud. Cloud beats that character. I think goes even with Snake, loses to Min Min, even enough with Palu. I think Game & Watch is probably maybe like a slight loss, but also if you get really good at Footstool down, be out of shield, I can see that being good. I think Shulk is even, Yoshi feels even, Mario feels even or winning, Lucina feels even. I haven't played Pokemon Trainer that much, but you bully them for swapping, so I don't know. Wario's really bad. I think Wario's the worst matchup still. I think does pretty good versus Samus. Beats Zero Suit. Why is Sephiroth so high? What the hell is this tier list? What is happening? When was this? This 2023? Why the fuck did people think Sephiroth was good? That's crazy. But yeah, just has like overall really solid matchups. I don't think he also gets randomed out by like mid tiers. I would say like the mid tier that I don't know the most is like Duck Hunt, but also again, you can like switch your moveset to like Chakram, and that's the case because it goes through projectiles. And just would beat everything. And maybe I don't know those interactions 100%, but like I'm also like mostly talking about 2-2-3-3, which is the moveset I've been using. So Shuriken, Gale Stab, Hero Spin, Power Thrust. But there are other matchups that you want to use other tools, right? You want to use Tornado versus Olimar specifically because you just beat out all the Pikmin every single time, and like there's nothing they can really do about it besides jump around it or like not throw out side B, which is really good. So I definitely want some more matchup experience with that. But like does pretty well versus like the heavies and like a decent time versus the fast fallers because you combo them super hard. Except for Fox, because Fox is like so fast, but also that might have just been I played a good Fox on in Ryuga Cord, but also that might have just been Fox is hard on Wi-Fi, and again I'm used to like a pretty solidly winning matchup in Pika. So, but like does well versus like the fast fallers because you combo them super hard. Does well versus the fast characters because you can kind of interrupt them with like down tilt and side B and stuff like that. Just has a really good overall matchup chart other than like the specific ones I said of like Sonic, Diddy, who's like going to spam out of shield options, but also like can punish Shuriken from halfway across the stage. And most characters don't fit those boxes, you know what I'm saying? So like if you shoot a Shuriken or like a short hop Shuriken versus Sonic, he's going to run up and dash attack you. And if you do a ground Shuriken, he's going to jump and down B over it and then pressure you. So it's a little bit difficult. But I think does like decent versus the zoners. Also, you can, of course, swap your down B for like the reflect on like Samus or something like that, which could be a big deal. But yeah, I think this character is really solid. The combos are genuinely ridiculous. I am getting a lot better at the overall combo game. Even if I'm not getting like as many kills as I would want to, I'm still getting like 0 to 60, right? With like down tilt, grab, you know, down throw, IDJ, back air, re-grab, back air, up B, or just not even get the up B then, but just like down throw into like back air or up air. And it's so much damage. I feel like I play this character and suddenly people are at 70 and then I'm ledge trapping them and then they like neutral get up and I down throw up B them, or they roll and I read it and pivot grab and down throw up B like a lighter character at 70 and they just die. The character also doesn't really struggle to kill. I've seen a lot of people, I mean, I used to think, right, with different movesets and stuff like that, I was like, oh, Mii Swordfighter struggles to kill if you just DI, down throw, up air. And I don't think that's true. I get kills at the edge super early. One, back air's a kill move, dash attack's a kill move, F tilt's a kill move. Of course, up air's a kill move, so like people can't really just like ledge jump super freely against you because if you're ever right on an up air or like an air dodge to platform, one, you can up B the air dodge to platform, which I love doing. It's so good. But you can also up air. Like I don't really think there's blatant things that this character struggles with as long as you are good at the various tools, right? Like I'm personally really bad at footstool out of shield because it is not a tool I have ever had to learn with my characters because Pikachu gets quick attack 1, which is minus on hit and really stupid to go for, and Brawler doesn't get anything with footstool. So it's never been relevant for me. Even like the other characters that I've played over time, like Joker didn't footstool out of shield when I played him. Samus just up Bs. Yoshi doesn't footstool, so like I've never wanted to go for footstool out of shield, and like when I played Steve for a little bit I would get footstool down air sometimes, but again I would just mostly go for like sword fair, sword and air, or like you know, like the shield crafting table do a ground move or something like that. So I'm personally really bad at it. But that doesn't mean it's not part of the character, which is still very good because if people pressure you on your shield, you just get like 23 or 25% or however much footstool down B does. It's a kill move, which is crazy. His ledge trapping is really good. His edge guarding is like honestly like top 10 in the game probably. That down air is actually, there are so many matchups where I'm like, man, this matchup would be really bad if I didn't kill them every single time they went low off stage. And then if people are burning their double jumps early to try to, you know, get around the down air edge guarding, then you just hit them out with a back air or an up B, and it's actually just so stupid. Like I have never felt as many sorry, that's not true. I felt this many checkmates in edgeguarding with one other character, which is Pika. Because obviously, like, I don't think I was as good with, like, Meta Knight, and there are definitely characters that are better at edgeguarding than Swordfighter. I'm not saying Swordfighter is, like, the second best edgeguarder, right? You have Sonic, you have Bayo, you have Meta Knight, you have Puff, but, like, it's felt so dumb with Swordfighter. Like, even some situations, they're, like, better than Pika situations because, like, the rinse repeat of up B, like, sometimes when Pika's edgeguarding, like, you will deal them 30 or 40%, and then they will eventually have, like, a mix-up to make it back. But, like, Swordfighter just kills you so early with reverse up B that I'm just like, oh, I hit you off stage at 40, I got one downer and upbeat you out, and then you had one angle to recover, and then I just upbeat it, and you just straight up blast zone. Like, you don't eventually die, you just die pretty immediately. He's just very, very strong in my opinion. Maybe he's a little better than where I put him. Hi, Laika. On the tier list that I made, but like I was trying to be realistic, but that was also before I played a bunch of good people, and then I was like, oh man, like I'm kind of going in on a lot of these players that are like very talented, right? Like, I have a lot of respect for all the players that I've played. And he's just so good. He's actually genuinely ridiculous. I think in the tier list that I had him around like 25-ish. because there's like the super broken characters, which are like top 5, and then there's like the very good characters, which are like the super good characters, which is like 6 to like 14 or so. And then he was in like the next chunk with like Mario and Brawler and I think Kazuya was up there. And so like I'm not like a super big Snake believer, so like I think maybe Snake was in that same tier, Palu was in that same tier, so like around with very, very good characters. I genuinely think he is so strong, and I think the thing is he can only go up, right? Because I definitely think that as my combo game personally gets better, and as I understand the mix-ups more, and I get out of my own habits with the character, and like I get better at like tilt walking, and I get better at recognizing different stuff with the character, and also I go offline and play locals more, so I react to DI better. I think it's so good. Like, and again, he's super fun. If you have not tried him out, I highly recommend checking him out. If y'all want me to do like a basic guide of like how to play the character instead of the super convoluted ramble stuff, and not as a disparagement, like ramble makes content. That's for me content. I love that type of content. But I know that like how to play isn't exactly what that video was. It's more just like, hi, I'm assuming you understand how things work in this game. Look at all the crazy stuff you can do. So I was like, yes, I know crazy stuff. But if you want to like have a basic guide of how to play Mii Swordfighter, or how I approach playing Mii Swordfighter, let me know down in the comments, because I can definitely do that. But yeah, I think he's so much fun, genuinely really fun. I feel like there's answers for basically every situation, and it's one of my favorite things in this game is he feels like he can make comebacks at any time, and it's very infrequent that there's a character like that that also isn't scared of like, oh, I'm about to win, but my opponent hit me once, oh god, I'm gonna die. Like, there's a few characters that don't have to deal with that part, like Sonic and stuff, but I don't find that character fun. But like, that's one of the things I like the most about Pika, is I feel like I can win at any moment because I can just get an edge guard, or I can get a super like long nair loop or something like that. It was the same way that I felt about Brawler, where I'm just like, oh, I can just get a hit and kill people. Even how I felt about Kazuya, right? But of course, Kazuya has like a worse disadvantage than Brawler and Pika, so like I was trying to find that sweet spot, and I think Mii Swordfighter is another character in that sweet spot, which is why like he's super in my rotation for probably until this game is phased out by whatever next Smash game comes out, if that ever happens. And yeah, so he's here to stay. He's a lot of fun. Like, that's why I've been playing him mostly, is because he's genuinely just so much fun. So like, even though Pika is still top 5 and Brawler is still top 10 or 15 in my opinion, and Swordfighter is like a little bit worse than that, it's like also so marginal at that point. It's like, oh, so you mean this character is as good as Palutena, but not as good as Luigi, because I think Luigi's broken and there's so many results now that I can't say he's not. Like, it's so close, right? Like, it's still really, really good. And again, if people are going to succeed with characters like fucking Banjo and DK, then you can succeed with Mii Swordfighter for sure. And yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Again, don't forget to check out I don't know if I'm going to be streaming, but I will be posting the stream if it exists, or I will be streaming it just like off my phone, so it's not going to be like crazy good quality or anything like that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.